Hello and welcome to our video. This is our 2018 BMW 440i M Sport with the ZF 8-speed gearbox. This car's done just 11,000 miles with full dealer history. It's finished in black sapphire metallic paint. It's got a lovely spec on this car, so we're going to take you around the car, and as I do, I'm going to read through the list of spec on this car. So we've additionally fitted some nice black gloss grills in the front there. We've got front and rear parking sensors. There's a couple of very, very tiny little chips on the very bottom there, but nothing really to speak of. I'm talking very small. If we come up onto the bonnet's in beautiful condition. Again, a couple of very pinprick little stone chips. We have put a little touch up in, which is highlighting them at the moment, but on Monday we'll be going over with the rotary mop and just taking the heads off of those so that they don't show. The whole car's been detailed and machine polished. Two people will spend a whole day on these cars making sure they're right, one focusing on the outside and one focusing on the inside. So I'll just take you around. Now I'll read out, so it's a one owner car as well, I should have mentioned. Now we've got the 704M alloy wheels with the M Sport brakes, all in lovely condition. We're running on Bridgestone run flat tyres, which is quite standard on these. Just show you this rear wheel. Now this car has the M Sport Plus package, which gives you the M Sport brakes, the bigger wheels, the sun protection glass, Harman Kardon sound system. Additionally, this car's also fitted with the adaptive M Sport suspension, a really desirable extra, so it can adapt to the road conditions with the driver mode button. It can stiffen the suspension or slacken the suspension. This is done with like a valve and the hydraulic fluid, etc., to give you a different ride. And it's obviously in the stiffer mode, it's much better for a sportier drive. And if you're just on a bit of a bumpy road, you can put it into comfort and it just relaxes those shock absorbers. Now, additionally to that, it also has the variable steering as well, which was another cost option. So when you go into those different modes, it will make the steering tighter and stiffer in sport and a bit more relaxed in comfort and economy. Just showing you up onto the roof. So basically, Danny does the outside. He rotary polishes all the cars so that all the little fine scratches from sponging the cars and washing them over the years, he polishes all of those out. And then we use an orbiting rotary mop, which sort of oscillates as it goes round, and that removes any holograms. So we get a nice deep and clean shine on the cars. Now we've got the black Dakota leather inside with the blue stitching, another option. We have the brushed aluminium trim on the door handle with the black gloss finisher. That's an additional cost option. Again, we've got the Harman Kardon, as I mentioned earlier. That gives you better speakers and a better amplifier. I've got additional speakers up on the top there. And if we come into the rear of the car, you'll see in the back door card there, some extra speakers. And I think there's some up in the top corners as well. All of the leather is in beautiful condition. Not really been satin in the back by the looks of it. There's not even a crease. And if I show you the headrests again. Now, Peter, who does the interiors, is using a steamer to do these interiors now. So we're getting a nice finish on the car. It cleans them really well, but it's also very, very safe for the current environment that we're in. All of the cars are also getting a virus, antivirus sort of bomb through the air conditioning as well to make sure they're clean and safe for us and for anyone else. We've got the Pro Media sat-nav screen, which is touch screen. I just come around the car. All the door shuts are nice and clean. So we've got reversing camera. We've got the digital cockpit as well that we'll come to in a minute. And there's the remainder of the online entertainment, which is a subscription. See the camera up there. I'll show you inside the car. The back seats do drop down as well. There's little handles at the top. You'll see all the carpets are in really nice condition. Got all the locking wheel nuts just under that side piece there. Bit of extra storage under here. And if we look across the top of the bumper, we're looking under some very bright lights in here, so it does highlight even little like marks of the cloths leave, etc. We've got your warning triangle up there. Dan's just started the car for us. That lovely burble from that 6-cylinder engine. If you look at the finish on the paintwork, it's beautiful. Got the LED rear lights. Come round to the driver's side. I'll just show you around here as well actually. This is an area where cars can get scratched obviously, but it's all lovely and clean. No scratches from fuel pumps or anything like that. Just look at that shine. No damage. And the door card, again, all in lovely condition. Got the memory driver's side seat, the electric bolster. Just going to put my paperwork up there. Right, that's better. I've got two hands now. So there's the digital cockpit. We'll jump in a second and I'll show you that. So let's jump in now. So the digital cockpit is a really nice feature, opposed to the analog sort of dials. When we use the driver modes down here, this is where your adaptive suspension and your variable steering will come into play. So if we go into Eco Pro, all of the dials change down there. You'll also see up on here, you can go into the efficiency of the car and see how you're running, etc. Come back out of there. And if we go back to comfort, the display changes. If we press mode here, this is where we can bring up on the right hand side either the DAB channels, FM channels, AM, music collection being the hard drive. It's an 80 gig hard drive, and also if you've got your telephone connected, it will show you the last dial calls as well. If we go into sport, it'll show you the miles per hour on the left and the gear selection on the right. If I put it into gear, if I put the gearbox into sport, which is over to the left, and then if I pull the paddles, we've got the 8-speed gearbox here, so you know exactly what gear you're in. So I'm going to put it back into park. If you go into Sport Plus, that's where it turns off part of the traction control, the dynamic traction control. The second part of the traction control is the dynamic stability control, which if you press and hold the traction control button, you'll see another little display come up. There we go. So now the dynamic stability control has been deactivated. So you're driving without any driver aids at that point, but it does give you full power, because the traction control, when it kicks in, it does restrict the performance of the car. We've got a USB port down here. We've got sliding armrest. This is where you can write on the top of the iDrive wheel. If we go into the map, I'll just show you that actually, if I go onto home, we'll press that again, we can actually, there we go, move these into whichever order you wish. I'll use the iDrive wheel, so there's your map. You can zoom in and out. You can see that we're just off the M275 in Portsmouth. And then if we go into here, enter your address input, country, Just takes a second for it to engage. There we go, United Kingdom. And then we've got either voice control or just writing with our finger. You don't have to have very neat handwriting. In fact, I'm not even left-handed, but I'm managing. So it shortcuts down here on this side, so as soon as you see the town, etc. We've also got so your communication, that's for your phone. If we go into media, if you press these buttons more than once, it'll bring up a different display as well. So if I go back to menu, press the media button once, press it again, brings up that display, press it again, it takes it back. If I go over to the left, go over again, and then you can see you've got another display, your Bluetooth audio, and then you've got your Logic 7 surround sound with the Harman Kardon, and you can reset that, look, so that it balances it back. Come out of there. Your connected drive, this is where you get different apps and that's a subscription. The menu, vehicle settings, you can see all the sub menus on the right hand side. iDrive settings, displays, etc. Vehicle status is where you'll find the service history and your tyre pressures, which come up when you drive away. Calculates the tyre pressure. And if we go into here, so service history, PDI, that will be the first one. So this has had an oil and filter change very early, but at the right time, because it's every 2 years or 18 or 19,000 miles. Then this will be a brake fluid, yep. And then I believe this is the one that we've just had done. So we've done another engine oil and inspection. I think we've done it, it didn't need doing now, but we've done it anyway. We like the cars to go out knowing they've had a full check over and an oil change. That's all been done and that's all good. So we've got dual climate control down here, heated seats, etc. The gear stick, cup holders down the front here, all the books in there, all of the interior, as I say, is in lovely condition. Can't move too fast with these cameras, can you? And then on the steering wheel, we've got voice control, your different modes that are pointed out. We've got speed limiter here, cruise control, which you can adjust with this wheel. Currently in the Eco Pro, so just down here is where we open the bonnet. There's two pulls, and then we can just lift the bonnet up. Grab my piece of paper, come round to the front. So, the engine bay. This is the 326 horsepower, or I'm not too sure if they might have increased on that this year, but I remember it being 326 brake horsepower. And it's a straight six, it's a twin power turbo, it's like a dual inlet turbo, so it spins up a lot quicker, it's more efficient, much more responsive than just the standard turbo. And I believe there are two on these. Just have a look up under here. This is all cleaned by hand under here. We use a lot of WD-40 around the engine bay around here, which is very good for cleaning all the dust and road grime away, and very safe. Just takes you around there. There we go. Lovely and clean. Lovely low mileage, a one owner car with the right spec. Like I say, the adaptive M Sport suspension. All of these cars have that Eco Pro button, the Eco Pro, the Comfort and the Sport button, and it shows you on the display that it's changing the suspension and the steering, but in fact they don't, because they run on normal shock absorbers usually, and it's only if you have the adaptive M Sport suspension that it will be able to adjust the suspension, and you need the variable steering, which has a valve as well, and that can make the steering lighter or stiffer. Now I think I've covered everything, but please read the advert, or even better still, give us a call. I'm always happy to help people. We do all the different finance options, hire purchase, PCP, lease purchase. 6.9% is the advertised rate, subject to status obviously, and we have extended warranties that can start at the end of the manufacturer's warranty as well. So if there's any remaining warranty with the manufacturer, you can make the most of that before the new one kicks in. Okay, thank you, really appreciate you watching the video, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.